Crystal Crane Hot Springs, also just known as Crane Hot Springs, is located in Crane, Oregon, which is part of the greater Eastern Oregon. Lefty and I both grew up exploring this area with our families for hunting, fishing, birdwatching, and discovering the different hot springs that dot the area. Early pioneers from the 1800s started cattle ranches throughout Eastern Oregon, and many families today hold on to cattle ranches that have been passed down through the generations. You can also find abandoned buildings from different civilian conservation corps, also just known as CCCs. The CCCs were started in 1933 as part of an effort to employ young men during the Great Depression. It provided them with food, shelter, clothing, and a monthly wage, in which part of that wage had to be sent home to their families. The CCC program was involved in numerous projects, including building and repairing roads, bridges, buildings, and trails, and also involved a lot of projects for forest and stream improvement. The CCC came to an end in 1942 due to the majority of the young men enlisting in World War II. Lefty's grandfather actually worked in one of the CCCs out in Nevada until he enlisted in the Navy during World War II. When driving through a lot of Eastern Oregon, it may not seem very impressive, but please give it another look because there's so much of this area that just begs to be explored, so much history to unfold, and the landscape does have a real depth of beauty and awe to it.
There's a semi-truck about to drive by. Once that happens, I'm going to start talking. Anyway, hey, here we are on our way out to Crystal Crane Hot Springs. We are just driving along on Highway 20. We're a little bit around Mitchell, right? Not Mitchell, Hampton. Hampton Beach over there. It's about a 2-hour drive to get from Bend, maybe a little bit more, probably 2.5 hours to get to Burns, and then another, 45 minutes to get to Crane from there. So we're going to go to the hot springs there, try out the new tent. Make sure everything is not going to fall off when we drive back up to Alaska. So this is kind of a maiden voyage of a lot of this stuff. The 2 bumpers, the tent on the top, the roof rack, the various plastic stuff I have zip tied everywhere because I need to figure out how to attach it better. So, figuring it all out now. Anyway, yeah, that's where we're headed.
Cool. What do you think of this?
I like it.
Okay.
Check all this out.
Ooh, obsidian.
It's all over the place because we're about to take a glass butte.
Oh, okay.
Cool, huh?
It is cool. That wind. That Eastern Oregon wind, man. This sandwich is something else. Check.
Fan on the floor, spinning dust. Not air, we watch the paint pretend to stare. Warm flat cola, sweat halos on glass. You say we're fine, let the sentence pass. It's too hard to try. We just lie here and aspire. Every word is dry, like the summer and the wires used to burn, used to spark. Now we barely even fight. It's too hard to try, so we melt into the quiet. Your phone glow flickers on a half-made bed.
welcome to our tent. So, I mean, it's pretty simple inside, super easy to get up. I think the most complicated part is just this kind of like rain cover area, which is really not complicated. There are just some poles that are just a little awkward to put up, but I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Plenty of space for 2 people. However, with the like clamshell, the hardcover clamshell design, it does kind of limit kind of like your length and foot space. So Lefty is 6'1". 6'1"? Lefty is 6'1", and he is kind of barely fitting in here because he's a bit too long. I would say if you were like 6 foot, it would be like perfect.
6 foot or less, yeah.
Yeah, or less. It would be perfect. But there's so much organization. So this little organization cubby came with it and just can stay in here at all times. And there are just like so many cubby areas. You can put like extra socks, some extra clothes in here. There's also some side organization cubbies as well. And there is a plug-in where you can plug in like a little battery bank, or the cord is long enough that it would extend so you could plug it into your car. And there's a light bar up here. So at night you could plug this in and you could have some light. I think it's pretty amazing. So I'm very excited to try this out. We've just been kind of hanging out in here for the past like 10 minutes or so, sipping on some mezcal after our drive out here. And so far we're really loving it. It is very crowded here, way more crowded than we were expecting. So we've been coming out here to Crystal Crane Hot Spring on and off for years. And I have never seen it this crowded, though we always come like in the winter. This is probably the latest we've come, like in it's April, like mid-April, mid-late April. So maybe that's why. But anyways, because it's so crowded, I do not think we're going to be able to film in the hot springs area because there's just going to be so many people and it'd be kind of awkward. But maybe we can kind of see, we can keep kind of sneaking back there. And if it's less crowded, we can kind of film the area. But you could always look it up. So... But this is, let me film. It's a little bit bright, but this is our view. So we kind of got like a campground kind of at the end of the line, into the area, which I'm actually really glad we did because it's a little quieter out here. And I think it's going to be just fine. Lefty and I are used to more of backpacking. So we don't do this type of camping very often. But I think this setup is going to be perfect for when we are driving to and from Alaska.
Yeah.
And also some of the camping situations in Alaska, like when we are going to be like going out to go fishing or meeting up with people to do some camping. I think this will be really great because typically we're like backpacking, so we wouldn't really need this, but I think this is gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about this, especially how easy it is to put up and take down. I think it's gonna be great.
I think so, yeah. Definitely, you don't have to like worry about where you're gonna put your tent because your tent's on top of your vehicle.
Yeah.
So.
And then we don't have to like unload what we have packed up in the bed of the truck so we can sleep in there because now we don't have to worry about it. We're not gonna sleep in there.
Yeah, that'll be handy.
Yeah.
I do think that it makes you a little spicy about this when you're used to backpacking, camping out in the middle of nowhere. You come out here and you're like, there's other people here, but this is just camping in some places.
Yeah. Just how it is. And I think you just got to roll with the river and make the best out of the situation. Like we chose to come out here, and there's a lot of people that hopefully it'll be great. And if it's not, we can leave.
Yeah.
So
go find some BLM to park on.
Exactly. Crystal Crane Hot Springs. What? Such a cool place. Definitely has changed over the years.
Mine?
Mine too.
Mm-hmm. Sweating.
Oh my god, you're drinking the broth? You're an animal.
Just a little bit. Mainly sodium. What are you gonna say?
All right, so after we filmed yesterday, we went to the hot spring pool. It was so wonderful and relaxing. So we were soaking in the hot spring for, God, over an hour. Came back to our campground, enjoyed a beautiful sunset and some cabbage noodles for dinner and a wonderful fire, and it was super relaxing. And then we tried out the pop-up tent for the first time.
Yeah.
So what tent did we get, babe?
I think we got the Cloud Nine Nimbus. Nimbus, yeah. Cloud
Okay.
9 tents, the Nimbus one.
All right.
And it's the 2-person tent, because I think they make a 2.5 or something, a wider one. We didn't get that one.
Yeah. And I think the size is pretty perfect. You're almost too long.
I'm almost too tall. Yeah.
Yeah.
My toes touch the clamshell.
The clamshell. But I was kind of prepared that it was going to be cold because it did get down probably into like the 20s
Yep.
last night. And I've heard that the pop-up tents are pretty chilly just with the air flowing underneath you.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of insulation.
So
underneath.
we have like a 2-inch pad that came with the pop-up tent. And I was wearing, and we have 0-degree sleeping bags, which are usually plenty warm when we're camping like in the spring out here. And I was wearing every layer I had, and I was just warm enough.
It was pretty chilly.
It was pretty chilly.
It was a cold night.
Yeah, so I definitely think we're going to have to have like backpacking like sleeping pads that we're gonna have to like sleep on top of.
I think so.
Now we were talking about that like when we're in Alaska during the summer, it's probably not going to be that big of a deal because the temperature doesn't fluctuate as much as it does out here in the high desert in Oregon because it's not getting dark. So the temperature is pretty stable. So I don't think it's going to get as cold. That won't be a big deal.
Yeah, out here it seems like there's pretty big swings in temperature because it can go from like 8, like you'll get a 60-70 degree swing
Yeah.
between day and night.
Yeah.
It's like 80 during the day and 20 something at night. So
yeah, we were definitely feeling that.
I know I was. That was a long night. Have to figure out the insulation beneath you, and then, the condensation.
Yeah, we did have a huge condensation problem. So the tent has the ability to just have kind of like the mesh lining that you can zip up to let some airflow through, and then to kind of do like the complete like zip up, which is nice because it's kind of like a blackout. But we had that just because it was getting so cold and it was a little windy. But then I woke up like sometime in the morning and there was a lot of condensation and it was like freezing inside. But then sometime in the morning, I think when the sun started coming out, like it started like dripping on me. So it was not great. And the like sleeping bag was I wasn't getting wet, but I could feel on top like the sleeping bag was getting a little wet and gross. So we had to like open the flaps up to let some air flow through. The tent I also love just because it's so easy to put up and take down. Like you can do it with one person, which is fantastic. Super easy to put up and down, and I love that it's a hard shell top and not a soft shell. It'll be really nice, especially like driving the thousands of miles to and from Alaska, just to make sure it's like it doesn't get as much wear and tear.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Oh, and we did try out the light bar last night when we got in, and it is so cool. Inside the tent.
That is handy.
It is so handy. Yeah, it was amazing.
Because you zip everything up and it's darker than the inside of a dog in there.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, so I think this was a really successful first camping trip to try out the new rooftop tent.
Yeah, I agree. We learned a lot.
I think overall it was a success. It was just been an absolutely glorious weekend out here in Eastern Oregon. And we're really excited to bring you guys along. I hope you enjoyed this as much as we did. Probably not, but I hope you still enjoyed it.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.